Okay, what we're doing now is skill sheet number 2, hydrant connection. We have the truck here just past the hydrant here, okay, about 10 feet or so. What we're going to do here is we're going to simulate doing a forward lay. All right, we're going from water to fire. All right, we have our ETA here, and right here what we have on the back of the truck, we carry these on all our engines, and ETA is a 4-way valve called a HUMAT valve. This is designed to help boost pressure from the hydrant. Okay, so the next piece of apparatus coming in would connect into this HUMAT valve and help boost the pressure in the hydrant as necessary. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have our crew is rolled in. All right, they park just ahead of the hydrant where they always want to stop. They're going to deploy their HUMAT valve. All right, and they're going to proceed over and wrap the hydrant. Now, we always want to make sure that when we wrap the hydrant, all right, that we start on the side in which the building is. All right. In this instance here, we have our building that's going to be to our right of our apparatus. So what firefighter Frigoletto is doing is wrapping the hydrant. All right. He's going to go underneath with that HUMAT valve. And the reason that we wrap the hydrant in this instance on the right-hand side is because if the hose was to get away from us, the momentum will carry it out of the roadway. All right. The same thing would apply if the house is on the left-hand side. We would then wrap the hydrant on the left-hand side in that instance there. We have our hydrant bag. All right, what he's doing here is taking off the caps. All right. And what's very important with hydrants is to make sure it's operable and we have water. All right, is we're going to flush the hydrant. And what our policy is, we always put on the hydrant gates, which eliminates having to shut the hydrant down if we had to have other lines tie into it and where they needed to be supplied. In this instance for today, we're going to be connecting here our HUMAT valve, and we will just be simulating flowing water through the 5-inch hose. But we're right now dressing the hydrant. So he has 2 hydrant gates there. He has his hydrant wrench, which will ultimately turn the hydrant on with and take off his steamer cap here in the front. Now, rules of safety is you never want to stand in front of the cap, because if there's some built-up pressure, the cap could blow off and take your kneecaps out and cause injury. So he's standing to the side there, all right? And now what he's going to do is he's going to see if we have water and it's operable. He's going to make sure it's operable, but more importantly, we're going to flush out some of the bad stuff, a little bit of the residual that lays in the hydrants. All right, so he's opening up his hydrant. He does not need to open it all the way when he's testing it, okay? Because we're immediately going to be shutting it down after flowing maybe for about 5 seconds. All right, we want to save ourselves as much time as we can. All right, we have water. All right, it's a little dirty, not too bad, but that's the purpose of flushing the hydrant and turning it on. All right, so he's shutting it back down. Now what he's going to do is he's going to take his HUMAT, which has the 5-inch hose connected to it, and he's going to he's going to hook into the steamer connection here. Make sure he's not cross-threading. All right, it's a little cumbersome with the HUMAT valve, as you can see. All right, if you have 2 people available, it's great to have the extra manpower, but if not, 1 person should be able to do this. All right, so he's connected to the steamer. All right, now what we need to do is we need to flake our hose out accordingly so it doesn't get stuck around the hydrant. All right, so he's going to pull that hose around, all right? So we have a little bit of an obstacle here, which is sometimes going to be a challenge for you, and you just have to improvise accordingly, which is what he's doing, all right? So we're going to want to take the 5-inch hose and bring it to the other side of the poster, which is going to do right now. All right? Once that line's charged, it's going to be in place. All right, so right now we've established our connection at the hydrant. We know it works, all right? What we're going to do now is we're going to proceed forward to the simulated fire, all right? We're going to have our apparatus driver proceed forward, all right? and then we'll make our connection to the apparatus. So the hydrant will be supplying the apparatus. We're not going to do that yet. So our apparatus is going to proceed forward a little bit here. So we've stopped at the hydrant, we've hooked in, all right? Now we're ready to lay in. So what we're doing is we're simulating, all right, hose would be coming out of our hose bed, all right? All right. What we would do then is we break off the connection, all right, the coupling, all right, and once that's done, which we've simulated as being done here, now we're going to hook into the intake of the apparatus. Okay, and we heard the click, which tells us that the line is secured into the intake. All right, so we have hydrant connected. We broke off our connection, all right, at the necessary length of hose. We've tied it into the intake of the apparatus, all right. Now we have our hydrant operator with a radio. He will communicate with the pump operator, letting him know the hydrant has been dressed. Okay. Once a pump operator acknowledges that the hydrant's dressed, all right, he will call for water when he needs it, because the pump operator does not want to arbitrarily, or the hydrant operator does not want to arbitrarily charge the hydrant. All right, he will wait for the command of the pump operator, because maybe we can just operate off the booster tank, but we have the water supply established with our connection at the hydrant.